Space, the final frontier.
This is the podcast, State of the Federation.
Its continuing mission.
To preview strange new ships.
To seek out new builds and new combinations.
To boldly go where no show has gone before.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Federation, and welcome to State of the Federation. It's been a while, friends. Good to see you back again. We, of course, have our illustrious host, myself, Delta Angel Fire, and we have the great, the wonderful, the gentleman and scholar. We have Joseph. Joseph, how are you doing today?
I'm well, ahoy hoy.
Hoy ahoy.
The Blue Jays are tearing up the baseball world, so how can I not be great? And Tucker's not here to oppose me on it.
Aw, he ran away. The fool, the sucker.
Well, if the Jays were playing like the Red Sox, I might have run away too.
Oh, it burns. Yes, we are back for another episode of State of the Federation. So, as you can see, there have already been some changes. We are missing poor Tucker, but you might have noticed that from last episode. So at the end of the episode, we're going to talk about, what else is going to change for State of the Federation. We're going to be doing a little bit of changing around of, the schedule, and depending on, when finally tournaments and stuff get announced. But we'll get to more of that later. Right now, the first thing up on our list is finally finishing up Wave 17. It's been out for a week now, I think. Almost.
At least.
Was it last week or the week before?
First saw the pictures, so it's been a while.
Yeah. Well, we can finally finish up with the Vrax and the Thunderchild, and that's where we are starting from today. Where are my pictures? Give me my pictures. There we go. Alright, so, starting with the Vrax. Our ship reviews are probably going to be a little less in-depth from here on out. We will have anything interesting we'll of course talk about, but if the ship and the cards are kind of a little boring and don't have much to say about them, we'll probably just start cutting them short. Because do we really need to go over the full text and cost of every photon torpedo card ever? We love photon torpedoes, right?
Well, there's new ones now.
Ooh.
And still probably not worth going over this full text of them.
Yeah. What? Don't disconnect me, you disconnecting service, you. Get me back on there. There we go. Alright, so, first up, of course, we have the Vrax, the Valdor class new Romulan Valdor, bird of war fighting? I don't know. Aren't all the Romulan ships birds of prey of some sort?
Or are they warbirds?
Praetorian warbird, Imperial Romulan warbird. They're all warbirds.
Right.
The Romulans love their birds.
So much better than those Klingon birds of prey.
And the Romulans, of course, have to be known as warbirds because, I don't know, pigeons wasn't a very good, very intimidating in the eyes of their enemies. I don't know. Everyone's a bird. Birds flying through space. Alright, so the Vrax is typical kind of Valdor, or unique Valdor class anyway. Same problems as the other Valdor had. It doesn't have a tech slot, which is going to hurt it a bit. And its ability, if you reveal a 4-straight maneuver immediately before you move, you may change it to a 4-bank maneuver and make it red. What?
The lack of a tech slot is actually more disappointing, I think, than how much worse this ability is than the Valdor's ability.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a 4 forward is a lot to commit on a ship with only a forward 90-degree arc.
Yeah, because just going off to either side, even just a little bit, kind of hurts you a lot there. I mean, I guess it's nice to keep you on target, but for the most part, I don't think a lot of people play that way. It's kind of like get into range, and then it's all with about the one forwards, the one banks to keep you in arc as long as possible.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I could
And
see this being useful if you're like way behind somebody and they're pointing the wrong way and can't come about.
right.
So that makes it good against Federation. At which point I probably still would rather have the other Valdor.
And ships you're already behind.
Mhm.
So.
It's a win more ability. We love win more abilities.
Well, there's at least one more in this pack, so.
Indeed. David's coming in here because fighting penguins just isn't intimidating. Darn all those birds. And I hear they play baseball too, but no one would follow a bird-based baseball team, right?
Oh boy, now we're getting down to it. Now we're getting down to brass tacks.
Suran, Captain. I don't think he's an admiral. Is he an admiral?
No, there was 2 admirals in the Thunderchild pack, right?
Yeah.
But not in this one.
Yeah. So, his ability, I'll just go over it. When attacking this round during the roll attack die step, if you are within range 1 of a friendly ship, set one of your attack dice on the result of your choice. This die cannot be rolled or re-rolled. All things considered, I was going to say, like, this is kind of comparable to Toreth. He gets a little bit better value because you don't know what that die was going to be. It didn't have to be a hit. So, like,
True.
50% more value, but it's an action.
It's an action, and you have to be in range 1 of a friendly ship too. So there's two big conditions on it.
Mm-hmm. But compared to other Romulan captains, I mean, he doesn't seem too terrible. I'm trying to think of 3 more captains that are better that I'd rather take than him, and I've got Denatra and I've got Toreth, and that's all I can think of right now.
I would almost take Latant over him. I would take that Romulan captain that lets you put your captain skill to 10, even though captain skill 10 isn't what it used to be.
Salatril.
Salatril, yeah.
The Borg one? Kind of
yeah,
Borg one?
exactly. And, boy, I should be able to name a couple. Well,
I think that just goes to show...
Rock, I'll give him that much.
I think that goes just to show how sad off the Romulans are for captains.
Yes. And Mirok, since this has a range 1 trigger as well, I think I like Mirok better than him too.
I think it complements Mirok. Your other ship gets to repair itself, and this guy gets to set a die if you went that way.
There's some synergy.
They're just bad together. Oh. Now I remember why I changed my server over to the California server, and that was giving me dropped frames, because I'm being disconnected every once in a while. Hopefully that doesn't keep being a problem, but if you guys in the chat are having a problem, just remember to refresh the page, because I should be back. We should be back in like 10 seconds if that happens. It's the sad state of affairs in Florida. I'm sure it is. Even our Twitch servers leave hanging chads. Oh wait, wrong election season. Let's see, what do we got next? Oh yeah, Verlal as the Admiral. He's not too bad. He's cheap for a +1 and a talent. During the roll defense dice step, you may choose to roll 2 less defense dice. If you do so, add an evade result to your roll. This is a lot like... What was her name from the DS9 expansion pack?
They're not a Romulan.
No, there's other abilities though that let you reduce your defense dice and take a free evade.
Yeah, I thought a Klingon captain had it for some reason, but
oh, he has one of those. There's one of those too.
Right.
But this is an ability that I can get behind. The only problem is it's still an action. I'd rather if it wasn't.
Yeah, and it's a big opportunity cost for your admiral.
Mm.
I think you'll see this guy taken for the talent slot, for the cheap talent slot, more than anything. Because Huron doesn't have a talent slot, right?
Huron doesn't have a talent slot, and Mendak is a little more expensive. Tarul, thank you, David. Tarul, who can convert 3 of your evade dice into 1 evade. Like, I like this thing, but maybe it's just because I'm one of those people that rolls cloaked evade dice and gets all blanks. I know one other person that has had that problem in the past on this show, but I'm sure David knows that feeling going up against those cloakers. Outbound, good to see you.
Unmodified dice are hell. Hell is unmodified dice, I guess.
It is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode your ship, and sometimes that time bomb is on a counter of like 2. You open it up and it's like, oh, quick, let's cut the red wire. Oh, we're dead. Yeah, that's a card for cloak ships, and cloak has not really been up to snuff lately, which makes me sad. Love seeing cloak.
Even interphases, even traditional old interphases are not getting it done for those cloakers.
I love seeing cloak ships on the board. They're candy, pop rock candy. They explode in my mouth. That's a little weird there, David, but we'll go with it. Please do not eat the board game pieces, components. No matter how tasty they look, get a nice little candy paint job on your Valdor. I mean, the new Valdor looks a little bit like a gummy. I mean,
well, that's true.
Let's see, what up next? We have the 5-point talent, coordinated attack. If your ship is not blah, 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 blah. Only for a Romulan captain on a Romulan ship. No.
Terrible.
Doesn't even matter what it does now, but it lets you, basically, it lets you attack at a higher captain skill with less attack dice. What?
Yeah, because I think it's pretty... Even as written, it seems like it would give you an extra attack, but it seems pretty clear that the intention is that it doesn't give you an extra attack. In which case, you're probably...
That's an interesting point there, sir. And we would ask Worf, except that Worf is not answering questions.
This is off topic. Coordinated attacks are off topic.
Indeed. However, there is one specific Romulan synergy here, and that's with Romulan Commander on another ship.
Yes, that would be 2 ships firing first no matter what.
Indeed. And if coordinated attack does let you take a second attack, then maybe it's not quite as terrible.
No, then it's almost good. If it wasn't for the Romulan ship and Romulan captain, if it was even only one of those, then it would be quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Both, it's good. It's just not. It's tough.
Because like we were just saying, what captain are you going to take it for? Toreth?
Exactly.
If you're not putting it on, the Romulan Commander, and that requires you to run Romulan Commander too.
Lore can use this, right?
Yeah. Because Lore can ignore the restrictions. That'd be pretty cool.
So there's one decent captain in the bunch who can coordinate an attack.
David, who is our connection to the inner deep mind workings of the Worf, say that it doesn't give an extra attack. That's from his Worf source. The Worfs. Worf's source? The Sorf? Or so they say, anyway.
Okay.
Let's see. But yeah, if it doesn't actually give an extra attack, avoid it. It's not really that good, unless you're really, really desperate to have Lore attacking with Romulan Commander. If the meta ever shifts that way, remember this episode.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
Indeed. Aha. Let's see. Next up, we've got photon torpedoes. They are standard, but they have time tokens instead. We went over the time token thing not last week, but a couple weeks ago when we were going over the Tong. We've got plasma torpedoes that are also timed counter token users. And we've got bridge officer who likes to make your things fire faster. Bridge Officer, when you're instructed to place time tokens on one of your weapons upgrade, place one less time token than required. Cost +2 points for any non-Romulan ship, and no ship may be equipped with more than one Bridge Officer upgrade. He is 3 points. He is not unique, but he is, as we just said, ship unique.
Does he work with that card that comes on the Thunderchild? Presumably, I guess.
That's an interesting choice. We'll get to that when we get to Thunderchild, I guess. But other than that, you know, for Romulan ships, I guess he's okay, because you can take your 2 weapons and him for 5, 10, 13 points.
That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points. Or, on the other hand, actually, no, he's still not worth it, because you could take Sakona, get an extra weapon slot to take a 3rd weapon, and it would cost 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which would be 12 points, which is 1 point less. And you could still shoot your weapons every round. Your secondary weapons every round, if you so desired to do so.
And 12 points takes a Galgathon to a Valdor. So, you know, that's a lot of points. Just take the Valdor.
Oh yeah, Galgathon is less than 20.
Then you get 5 attack for every turn, forever.
I mean, you might want it for something like the big ship that they have, the Scimitar. But even in the environment, what is it? Scimitar is what, 34? I guess you could fit 12 points worth of all those, so you could have. So then you can just shoot out of your rear arc every turn.
Scimitar is 38, I think.
Is it 38?
Yeah, named. And
No.
pretty much one named, right?
Yes. Really?
Yeah,
It's as big as a
38.
sphere? I guess that's... Yeah, it does have agility, doesn't it? But, you could get 12 points and you could fire torpedoes out your rear all day long. And you could make it even better if you added the Photon Torpedo High-Yield Photons upgrade resource.
Ooh.
I know, man. Now we're talking crazy.
Lots of opportunity costs being pitched out the window here.
Hey, someone wants to do it, all the power to them. It'll bring Cloak back, at least, because, you know.
Yeah. You can put some torpedoes and a bridge officer on your Scimitar. You can put Jean-Luc Picard on your Scimitar. Or you can put a fleet captain on your Scimitar. Ooh, I gotta pick Jean-Luc. Me?
Jean-Luc with the re-enabling upgrades, you mean that you could use that every turn? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you'd be at a captain skill 9. Sorry, bridge officer. You get tossed out the airlock. We love throwing things out the airlock.
Me, I gotta pick the bridge officer. What? Why? Because F him, that's why. That's almost what kind of a choice it is.
Indeed. Let's see. Other crew officer we have coming with the Vrax, Talora, a range 3 ganker through shields. I guess not too bad, but for the fact that she's still 5 points, I think I'd still rather have one of the board gankers than her.
Yeah, Faction Pure. She's an interesting addition to the Romulans.
Mm-hmm.
I would but barring that, I would definitely take second of 5 and go Vol before I would even take her as a second ganker.
Mm-hmm. Because you can gank one of anything at range 1 to 2. Because she doesn't work at range 1 to 2. She only specifically works at range 3.
Yeah.
And then Goval can let you do it again. Good old Goval.
Exactly.
And last but not least, flanking attack, 6 attack dice, roll 1 less defense dice, fire from your forward arc, not in the forward or rear arc of an opponent for 6 points. What? And it's a discard. This is a terrible, terrible weapon.
It's bad.
We're going to toss it on the wood pile.
Could guarantee that you're facing only scout cubes. And you might maybe play it on a couple of Romulan on some Galgathongs or Vordivores. Maybe.
Can't even get discounts on this from like Sakona though, because it's 6 points and not 5.
That's right.
Is the same
Yeah,
cost?
That's a guarantee you're playing Scout Cubes. If there's even a 1% doubt, it's not worth it at all now.
Yeah, because this card does not work well against anything with an arc. How are you going to flank me now? Or, if you get behind them, and they're Federation and they can't turn around, congratulations, we have our second win more card of the pack.
That's for sure.
Not only are you well, then again, the other problem is that most Federation ships have a rear arc.
What doesn't? The Jaeger doesn't.
The original Enterprise doesn't.
Yes. What? Oh, I see what you mean by original Enterprise. Yeah, it doesn't. That's true.
And we see those all the time.
Hard to stay out of that. 180 arc though, even.
Yeah. But yeah, all things considered from this pack, I mean, this was continuing to push the time counter upgrades, and they're still just not as good as running the not time counter upgrades with someone better.
Yeah. Bridge Officer becomes interesting if, as you said, they start releasing better weapons with time counters on them.
Mm-hmm. But if you're getting the Vrax, you're getting the Vrax because it looks cool and it's translucent and it's shiny and it looks like very tasty gummy bears.
And because the Romulan Empire will live forever.
Yes, indeed. The Romulan Empire will never fall, especially not to a futuristic mining ship. Oh wait.
Don't even get me started. Do not even get me started on those movies.
Well then, let's get started on the Thunderchild. Akira class. I am still not familiar with what the heck this is from. This is from one movie and it appeared like once. Is that right?
You know what? To tell you the truth, I do not know myself. I think that's what I read on the forums, Facebook or Board Game Geek.
But a lot of people were excited for this one, I think.
Yeah. I guess it was supposed to be some kind of a torpedo boat on the show, or supplemental material said it was armed to the teeth. So
we love armed to the teeth. Do we know the maneuver dial on this? I'm going to look that up while we go for it. But the Akira class is a Voyager. It's got a very similar stat line to Voyager because it's got the 4 attack, the 2 agility, 28 points. Its special ability, however, each time you defend, if you take no damage from an attack, you may immediately roll 1 attack die. A hit or crit result damages the attacking ship. So this is actually, this sounds a lot like a new defense boat.
yes, it has basically a Klingon maneuver dial. Green 1s, green forward 2.
It's got to come about.
Yeah, come about in red 3 turns.
It's pretty rare for a Federation ship, but it's a better maneuver dial than Voyager had.
I knew you would like that.
Only has 1 crew slot and 3 weapon slots though, so that's going to make it a little bit hard to make this a defense boat.
You're going to get a tech off of that new Fed upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much, you almost want to treat it as a 30-point ship, I think.
Yeah, the one that gives an extra shield and a tech slot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
it can take up one of the multiple weapon slots that we're not really going to need.
That's right. But yeah, trying to load it up with crew to get defense dice going seems like it would be good, but just for those extra hits, I don't know. I think Voyager's 360 is still better than the 3 native crew slots. I couldn't get this to work exactly, but some kind of attack cancellation build would be neat on this.
That's what I was thinking. The question is, because if you have like Wayun and Varel who cancels an attack, does that count as taking no damage from an attack?
That's a good. That's all. What does David have to say?
Where's our secret source in deep within enemy territory?
We have a man deeply embedded in Worf. I'd just like to say that no one asked for David to go on this mission. He volunteered, and
Well,
that's what being a soldier is all about.
Section 31. They don't ask. I think that makes David like the Dr. Bashir. I like that.
Works for me.
But yeah, if that works, that's another great way to just make sure you're getting this extra, roll of free damage against things. And I like this a lot against, fighters. Especially because the Hidekis are the best ones to go after, and if you do manage to dodge it, then poof, you're probably taking out a fighter's token too.
Yeah, well, a 50% chance to take out a fighter's token, which is great. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, right?
Would work all right with the Picard maneuver talent, because they're rolling 4 less attack dice against you. Probably at that point, though, they just probably wouldn't attack you at all.
Which, I mean, that's... Well, they're probably not doing any damage with the Picard maneuver anyway, right? So, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Unless you can find some way to force them to attack you. Is there a card that does that? I don't think there is.
Well, what... Oh, you're talking about core, right?
There's core. If you can attack, you have to attack. But is there anything that says you don't have to attack? I guess core does say you have to attack, doesn't he?
Because Bashir says if you attack, you have to attack that ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And core says...
Captain Core. The Klingon.
All enemy ships at range 1 to 3 must attack your ship this round, if possible.
So that could be a cool way to do it.
Yeah, that'd be Picard maneuver and have core on there. That's two actions though. You could have fighters with squad leader, I guess, or Martok.
Mm-hmm.
The tried and true Martok way of doing things.
And again, we're also assuming that a hit or crit result damages the attacking ship. I'm assuming, I guess, that fighters count for this, which we still don't know because this is not directly an attack.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not an attack.
But you are still defending, even if it whether it counts as the ship for the fighters or not. So maybe you get half the first half of the effect, which isn't actually an effect. Each time you defend, if you take no damage from fighters, you may roll a die, and then no matter what it rolls on, nothing happens to the opposing ship. That's how I'm reading it. I don't...
Well, you're not wrong. It does say ship, and it's not an attack. I mean, they'll rule it's an attack, but...
It'll be one of those weird things. But, yeah.
Until then, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And until then, try stacking this thing up with defensive options and let the sparks fly. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah. I couldn't get an attack cancellation build to quite work on it. Maybe someone else can. I think attack cancellation is still better than extra defense dice, though, because of mag charge floating around. And because the best way to get high defense dice is with crew slots, and you don't. It's a lot of effort to get those crew slots on there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the other thing is that this... Oh, well, it's very hard to get a tech... It's not hard to get a tech slot, but it's expensive to get a tech slot on here. Oh, no, you still got the other upgrade. But this might be a chance to put enhanced hull plating on something. Because if your shields go down, or if you don't have shields, or if you disable your shields, the ability is not an action, so... You could float around with your enhanced hull plating all day and hope to negate some things. Could be fun.
Because if you took it onto the advanced hull plating, the ability would trigger, right?
Yeah, because it would negate the hits and you take no damage. If you assuming you got enough evades.
Right.
That could be a possibility.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Let's take a look at who we have to captain this wonderful little ship. That's a little interesting and weird considering it's Federation. We've got Captain/Admiral Hayes, who for an action can grant all friendly ships within range 1 +1 attack die, or +2 attack dice against Borg. Denatra can do it for not an action. General Martok can do it for a few more points and a higher captain skill, and give you a reroll. I don't see him played that often.
Well, I certainly am not going to disagree with you about how often you'll see play, but there's some interesting things with him. He's not faction dependent like Gowron is, and you can play all three of those guys.
And +2 dice against Borg ships. Man, we want to try to find more things against Borg, right?
Well, and I think it's genuinely good tech against Borg. +2 attack dice for all your ships is a ton of attack dice.
And it's just attack dice this round. It's not the primary weapon or anything, so I could add this on to mag charges. So
that's right.
He's not bad. I could see him seeing some play, but I don't see him being played too often. I see him as more of a niche card. Just like the same thing with Denatra and Prize Martok 9.
And Denatra kind of had her day where she was quite good. And then ships got bigger and more powerful. They had the technology.
Made it stronger, faster.
Yeah. Now maybe, it's +2 or +3 or +4 when it comes to the Borg attack dice in a turn that's gonna make that good again.
So I like Hayes. Shanti, on the other hand, action to target a ship at range 1 to 2. When attacking that ship this round, you may reroll all your blank results once. In addition, if it's cloaked, flip the cloak token over to its red side. She is an anti-cloak captain/admiral, and were we really worried about cloak that badly to begin with?
She would have saved the Federation between waves 0 to 3.
True.
She would have been a hero of the Federation for those waves.
Now she's just old. Old news. You are responding to a threat that no longer exists. We're at peace with the Klingon Empire now.
Well, you can never trust those Klingons, though.
But yeah, there's also other cards that do kind of the same ability. I would rather even have Crew Geordie LaForge from the E, because he also gives you a tech slot, and he can give you an enhanced scan effect.
She is the cheapest Federation Admiral to give a talent slot.
Sounds about right. 2 points?
Yeah. But as soon as people get their hands on Admiral Q, then who cares, right? He's always the best choice for that role.
And he never pays faction penalties, right?
That's right. So he's always a 1-point Admiral for a talent slot and an ability that is probably going to be useful.
Talent slots. Alright, let's see. Next up we have the trio of weapony upgrade type things. We've got another set of photon torpedoes with time counters. We have quantum torpedoes with time counters. And we have rapid reload. This upgrade counts as a crew, tech, or weapon upgrade of your choice. Give the connection a second. This upgrade counts as a crew, tech, or weapon upgrade of your choice. When you are instructed to place time tokens on one of your weapon upgrades, you may disable this card to place only one time token instead of the required amount. I feel from the wording that this doesn't stack with Bridge Officer.
Yeah.
Because it replaces the number of time tokens with its own set of time tokens. And Bridge Officer...
They both say instead of the required amount.
He says place one less time token than required. Or whenever you are instructed to place time tokens on one of your weapon upgrades, place one less than required. I don't know. It's a possibility. This reduces it to 1, and then Bridge Officer reduces it to 0. But do you really need a 0 time counter weapon? Because 1 time counter is basically the exact same thing if you want to fire it next turn. The only thing it lets you do is fire it again this turn.
That's true.
And I'm not sure there are very many cards that let you fire 2 secondary weapons in the same turn.
No.
But other than that, I mean, there were people that were saying like, "Oh man, this is so cool! This is gonna make all these torpedoes playable because you don't have to do anything to get them back immediately the next turn." We had Loger forever. Wave 2? Wave 1? What was Excelsior?
Whenever that was.
Must have been like Wave 2 or 3.
It was early.
But it was also a big release for Federation that they finally got some stuff. So I'm gonna say it's probably Wave 2. But Rapid Reload, on the other hand, can take up that extra weapon slot that you're not going to use for anything else.
Yes, it can.
Or it could count as a crew slot in case...
You're crazy and don't want to play the...
Well, in case... Yeah. In case you'd rather not play Loger and the regular torpedoes, or a better weapon than the torpedoes. Or he could be a crew in the case of the Doctor.
Yes. Yeah.
Admiral Pressman is also 2 points. Yes, but Admiral Pressman gives you a -1. I guess technically Q also gives you a -1. But what does Shanti do? Doesn't Shanti do a +0 or a +1?
She does a +1, yeah.
2 points for a +1 instead of -1. It's 2 points plus or -1.
While her ability isn't good, there could be games where it is good.
There could be games where you could at least use it.
Yeah. Whereas Pressman's never gonna be used. Or his ability, rather.
Even was his ability.
So Rapid Reload and the Romulan bridge officer, you're right. It does going from 1 to 0 is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess these cards are only going to be good if good weapons with time counters come out.
Yeah. Until then, like, it's still better just use the disabling ones because those weapons are there's actually some useful weapons there. Magnetic charges for one, if you're Borg. Additional weapons array, the disruptor pulse, or not even the disruptor pulse, just the disruptor beams is also pretty good.
Yeah.
Dorsal phaser array. Your ship could take dorsal phaser array. It wouldn't be too bad. I'd go for it.
Yeah, you're right.
I've seen people put dorsal phaser array on Voyager just to avoid the auxiliary power token from firing outside your arc. So,
well, that's a little much, I feel, but
maybe. Let's see. What else do we have going on here? We have Intercept. This is another card that could actually work all right with the ability, because you may discard this card to force an attacking ship to perform its attack against your ship instead of the target if you're close enough. That means you could get your defense dice. If you're not core, I mean, you're already... If you're core, you're already doing that in the first place. But if you're not core, this is a way to do it once on your own, and it could be a neat way to cover for someone else if you have the attack negation.
yeah.
But for a 5-point talent, for a 5-point discarding talent,
It adds options. I mean, it's not... It adds options to the game, rather. So...
I mean, it could be an interesting thing to run on a Borg ship with the feedback pulse.
Yes.
I don't want to attack your feedback pulse ship. Nope, you're attacking my feedback pulse ship.
Well, you're attacking it, all right. I can't remember the last time I saw a feedback pulse.
I actually seen it a couple times when the few games that I get to play, because one of the store that I can play at even once in a while doesn't have the 50-point ship limit.
Oh yeah, then it's right back in business.
Oh yeah, still 3 ships though, but you can still get like 70-point board cubes in that.
That's not so bad. That's not so bad.
And they're supported by 2 Klingon birds of prey for 18 points each, or 20 points each.
Well, is there no way to get feedback pulse down? Is there a Bajoran captain that does it?
There's Tanalos that turns something into a 3-point tech. That might work. I don't know. He doesn't work on things that are unique to ships. I don't know. Let me check. We can see what's going on here. Give me captains. Give me Bajoran captains. When was the last time we looked up Tunnelos?
It's been a while.
No, not ships captains. There's another one that put... Oh, yeah, no. Quark can't take it because it's a Borg upgrade.
Yeah, and it's over 5.
Cannot refer to a specific ship or class of ship. I don't think Feedback Pulse does that.
Yeah. Specific ship or class of ship.
Feedback Pulse. Nope, no special restrictions. Just takes a... Wait, really? Huh, you can put this on pretty much anything. That's cool.
Feedback pulse?
Apparently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to play it on Voyager.
Okay, that makes sense then. It's been a while since I've played anything but Borg, so I was like, isn't this restricted to Borg in some way, shape, or form? Probably not.
How dare they use our stuff?
Exactly. But yeah, Intercept, a neat little thing, probably not worth it. What's up next? We've got Persistence. Persistence turns your primary weapon into that weird thing that came with the Gavroche back in the Collective. If you roll all hits on your die, you can roll additional dice. But it doesn't count if you modify them. So this is... What? Why?
You can't modify the initial attack?
Nope, because it's during the roll attack dice step, not during the modify attack dice step.
Wow.
You have to roll a hit or crit result on each of your dice unmodified.
So that's
this is very much another win more card. Because you would have had to roll incredibly insanely to begin with.
Even if you put it on the Pasteur so that you have a 50% chance for this to trigger
with the one attack die
against Borg ships, it's still 4 unmodified dice, and you'd have to pay the full price for it because you're not gonna. There's no ship you're gonna play a fleet captain on that's gonna have a low enough attack to make it at all likely that you're gonna get those hits.
Mm-hmm. Any blank or battle station results from the additional dice are not added. So,
yeah,
so 5 unmodified dice against a Borg ship at best.
That's terrible. That's a terrible elite talent.
Forget that one.
That's I hate.
It's so bad. It makes you want to assimilate someone.
But it rewards luck, right? It makes variance worse.
Yep. Come on, you can play the lotto today. You might win. There's a chance. You're due for a windfall.
No.
After that, we've got another 5-point discard talent upgrade, a Federation Task Force. As an action, you can discard this to give yourself and up to 2 friendly ships within range 1 to 2. The target lock action is a free action if possible. However, it can only be used on a Federation ship with a Federation captain. Lore, again, gets around that, but why would you really need that when you could either A, use Kira Nerys, or B, use Defense Condition 1, because battle stations are better than target locks.
Battle stations have a slightly higher hit percentage, but target locks have a slightly higher crit percentage, right?
Yes, that is true. But these are still target locking actions, so they do not work against cloaked ships, whereas battle stations will.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, not restricted to Federation ship with a Federation captain. Defense Condition 1.
And almost everything has a target lock, and not everything has a battle station. So giving something a battle station's action is a lot better than a target lock action.
Because then you could have target lock and battle stations potentially, and that's always a good combination.
Yes. That's how modified my dice need to be. Anything less
plus
plus
Bohica, so you can turn those blanks also.
Yeah, if I do see one stinking blank, it's getting flipped too.
But yeah, it doesn't come with any tech upgrades because it doesn't come with any tech slots. It's got a lot of talent upgrades. But Thunderchild, I guess it's not a bad ship to pick up.
It's cool looking. It has some potential, the ship itself, for attack cancellation. Haze you might use.
The weapons you don't care about.
Yeah.
I take it back. The only thing I'm ever going to use this pack for is Haze. And
Haze
maybe the
may be
Thunderchild.
shit.
Maybe the Thunderchild itself with like a dorsal phaser array.
Yeah.
But other than that, the cards are kind of meh. Meh, I tell you, meh.
Yes. It doesn't redefine the meta, that's for sure.
Yep, and that's what we care about here. We care about what this card does to change things.
Strategic implications.
Strategic implications. Not a lot here. Although I do like Haze and magnetic charges against Borg ships like Scout 608.
The feared, the dreaded, the world champion, Scout
The
608.
The championship Scout. And we're going to call it, and as I like to just call it, the Scout Cube. There is no other Scout Cube. This is the Scout Cube.